24 घंटों में किसी देश के हालात बदल जाएं, ये हम सबके लिए सिर्फ एक कल्पना की बात हो सकती थी। लेकिन 15 अगस्त को जब हम आजादी का जश्न मना रहे थे, तब हमने अफगानिस्तान को तालिबान में बदलते देखा है। अफगानिस्तान पर तालिबान के कब्जे के बाद वहां पर हालात अचानक से बदल गए हैं। अफगान नागरिकों में तालिबान का खौफ घर कर गया है। उनमें घर बार छोड़कर दूसरे देश भागने की होड़ सी मच गई है। और जो लोग दूसरे देशों से वहां आए हुए थे, वो जल्द से जल्द अपने वतन वापस लौटने के लिए बेचैन हैं। अब सवाल यह है कि तालिबान के कब्जे के बाद अफगानिस्तान का भविष्य क्या होगा? इस देश के लोगों को किन किन मुश्किलों का सामना करना पड़ सकता है? आज का तालिबान खुद को बदला हुआ तालिबान बता रहा है, तो जानना जरूरी है कि आखिर 20 साल पहले का तालिबान और आज के तालिबान में क्या फर्क आया है। हाल में तालिबान के कई फैसलों से लगता है कि बस साल बदले हैं, हालात नहीं। तालिबान का इतिहास ये रहा है कि वो स्कूलों, अस्पतालों, बच्चों और महिलाओं को सबसे पहले अपना निशाना बनाते हैं। लड़कियों की शिक्षा की बात हो या नौकरी की, तालिबान का रुख किसी से छुपा नहीं है। और ये हम हाल के कुछ दिनों में देख भी चुके हैं। तालिबान जब अफगानिस्तान में शरिया कानून लागू कर देगा, या कहें कि कर चुका है, अफगानिस्तान के लोगों को अब तालिबान के बनाए हुए कानून, जिसे वो शरिया कानून कहता है, उसके अनुसार ही काम करना होगा। आम आदमियों का घर से निकलना मुश्किल हो जाएगा। बिना काम के आप घूम नहीं सकते। महिलाओं को हिजाब पहनना अनिवार्य कर दिया जाएगा। तालिबान के लड़ाके बिना किसी सूचना के लोगों के घरों में कभी भी घुस सकते हैं। क्या आप सोच सकते हैं कि 21वीं सदी में जहां लड़कियां और महिलाएं दुनिया भर में हर क्षेत्र में नाम कमा रही हैं, वहां किसी एक देश में एक झटके में उनकी जिंदगी रुक जाए? हम सब इस वक्त अफगानिस्तान की महिलाओं की स्थिति समझ पाए या नहीं, लेकिन वो जरूर समझ पा रही हैं जो जानती हैं कि उनको किस दर्द का सामना करना पड़ेगा। आज के शो में हम बात करेंगे बदले हुए अफगानिस्तान की। तालिबान के राज में वहां की लोगों की जिंदगी में क्या बदलेगा? महिलाओं, बच्चों पर क्या असर पड़ेगा? क्या वो तेजी से बढ़ती दुनिया के साथ दौड़ेंगे या 20 साल पीछे चले जाएंगे? क्या है और क्या होंगे तालिबान के राज में अफगानिस्तान के ताजा हालात? अगर आप इस मुद्दे पर अपनी कोई राय रखना चाहते हैं तो हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में लिखकर जरूर भेजें और जुड़ें रिचा के साथ। नमस्कार, मैं हूं आपके साथ रिचा अनिरुद्ध और बहुत दर्दनाक तस्वीरें हर दिन अफगानिस्तान से आ रही हैं। रोते बिलखते हुए लोग अपने देश, अपने वतन को छोड़कर, भागकर जाने की कोशिश करते हुए लोग, और पूरी दुनिया की निगाहें इस बात पर टिकी हैं कि ये जो कह तो रहे हैं न्यू तालिबान, लेकिन तालिबान के राज में अब वहां महिलाओं और बच्चों की स्थिति क्या होगी, खासकर महिलाओं की। क्योंकि कहें अगर कि पिछले 20 साल में इस देश में, इस मुल्क में महिलाओं ने जितने कदम आगे बढ़ाए हैं, कितने कदम पीछे चली जाएंगी वो जब तालिबान अब तो राज हो चुका है शुरू, तो क्या होगा वहां पर? और जिस तरह की बयानबाजी हो रही है कि महिलाओं को पढ़ने देंगे और हम काम भी करने देंगे, लेकिन खबरें उसके बिल्कुल उलट आ रही हैं, तो क्या होगा अब अफगानिस्तान में महिलाओं और बच्चों का हाल? इस पर आज बात करने के लिए मेरे साथ कुछ बहुत खास मेहमान जुड़ रहे हैं। हम लगातार अंग्रेजी में भी बात करते रहेंगे क्योंकि हमारे कुछ मेहमान अफगानिस्तान से हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं, लेकिन मैं चाहूंगी कि आप लोगों के पास अगर कोई भी सवाल हो तो कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर हमको लिखकर भेजें। मैं अपने गेस्ट का परिचय आपसे करा दूं। एम्बेसडर अनिल त्रिगुणायत जी हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं। ये फॉर्मर इंडियन एम्बेसडर रहे हैं जॉर्डन, लिबिया और माल्टा में। वहां के पूरे क्षेत्र को बहुत अच्छे से जानते पहचानते हैं और अफगानिस्तान की स्थिति से भी वाकिफ हैं, तो हमें बताएंगे वो वहां पर क्या हो रहा है। हामिद रहमान हमारे साथ अफगानिस्तान से जुड़ रहे हैं। ये एक स्टूडेंट हैं और काबुल से हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं। थोड़ा सा मैं ये कहूंगी कि थोड़ा नेटवर्क की शायद आज ये दिक्कत आ सकती है, जो खासकर जो मेहमान हमारे साथ अफगानिस्तान से जुड़ेंगे उनके साथ। दिल्ली में कुर्बान हैदरी हैं, ये अफगान स्टूडेंट हैं लेकिन दिल्ली में जेएनयू में ये पढ़ते हैं और इनके माता पिता, इनका परिवार, अभी इनकी फैमिली अफगानिस्तान में ही है। श्वेता बजाज अभी शायद हमारे साथ नहीं जुड़ी हैं। श्वेता बजाज एक पत्रकार हैं, वो हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगी। अब्दुल रज़ाक अफगान जर्नलिस्ट हैं, काबुल से हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं वहाँ के ताज़ा हालात हम तक पहुँचाने के लिए। और डॉक्टर वाइल अब्बाद, एक सीनियर इंटरनेशनल जर्नलिस्ट हैं। बहुत सारे वॉर्स इन्होंने कवर किए हैं, साउथ एशिया में एक्सपर्टीज रखते हैं, लेकिन अभी त्रिगुणायत जी ने बड़ी अच्छी बात कही कि वो एकदम इंडियनाइज्ड हैं, दिल्ली में ही रहते हैं। और महबूबा सिराज जी काबुल से हमारे साथ जुड़ रही हैं, वो विमेंस राइट एक्टिविस्ट हैं और फाउंडर हैं अफगान विमेंस नेटवर्क की। सो वेलकम ऑल ऑफ यू, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन दिस कॉन्वर्सेशन. First of all, I would like to come to you, Abdurazat Habibi. Tell us about the current situation in Afghanistan in relation to women. What is happening? Because, we are continuously hearing from, that this is a new Taliban, we will allow more freedom to women and all of that. But what is the current situation? What do you see there? Abdurazat, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself. Shweta Bajaj is a journalist who's also joined us. Abdurazat, okay, I think network में कुछ problem हो रही है. So I'll come to Mahbouba ji. I'll first come to you then. Meanwhile, Abdurazat joins us. Would you like to share with us what's happening in Afghanistan right now for women there?
Thank you for having me in this panel. Right now in Afghanistan, what is happening is nothing different than a few days ago when the Taliban arrived. The Taliban are here, they're everywhere. The situation in Afghanistan is extremely, how shall I say, it's kind of, we don't know what is going to be happening to us. We are lost. There is a void of power in here. We don't know which part of the Taliban are going to take charge of Kabul city, and because the Taliban are in different groups now, and who's going to be, in charge of where. I know we have, the big cities are creating or becoming a big problem for the Taliban, or a big challenge from what I'm hearing. At the same time, the Taliban are there, we are there. We haven't gone to work yet. The banks are not open yet. But we do have electricity, kind of, most of the time. That's pretty nice. But as I'm going to work, I have work. I'm at work because where I'm working, I'm needed all the time. So that's where I am. But the rest of the offices, because the offices are not open, so that's why the women haven't gone to work, or men for that matter.
But
so this is what's happening.
The kind of stories that are coming out in the media, that the women activists especially are being targeted, and there's been a demonstration by women, I think in Kabul, against the Taliban. Are you not scared about your safety? What will happen to especially women activists or who've been raising their voices?
No, we are very afraid. Of course we are, and for that matter that a lot of these women are actually leaving. They're trying to save their lives, and they're leaving Afghanistan. It's because of that. But at the same time, at this point so far, I haven't seen anything like that myself. I mean, there are rumors that this is what's happening, but in big scale, we have not seen it. So whether they are playing their game very right, or whether it's just something that it's happening sporadically, they're both possible. But at this point, I am hearing it. But to tell you the honest truth, I haven't seen it on a big scale at all right now, so far.
You've been able to travel from home to work safely? You've been able to travel alone?
Yes. I mean, I haven't been, because, my work is very close to where my home is. But at the same time, going to the shops and going on the street hasn't been a problem. We just wear the same clothes I always have, and I put my chadar and everything, and I'm covered, and I go. I do not wear a burqa, and I refuse to wear a burqa, and that's it, because a burqa is not necessary if I have a proper Islamic hijab. So that's what it is, and yeah, going to the street, to the shop has been fine. But anywhere else, to tell you the honest truth, I haven't done any. I haven't adventured, towards the rest of the city to go and take a look and see, what is happening and all of that.
Okay,
So
okay. So about the neighboring areas and overall in the city, let's take an update from Abdurazak ji. Abdurazak ji, can you give us an update on the current situation in Afghanistan?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, as Ms. Seraj said that we didn't feel any new things up to now because the city is as it was previously. But we see that the crowd is not as much as before it was. Uh, the women in also in common, all the people are not getting out because of uncertain condition in Kabul or other cities. So I think till the new government is establishing and the new government is working its work normally, I think the security condition in the public people's normal situation in gathering will be going it was. Because I think Taliban are not touching the sensitive issues such as hijabs and other things because they invited all the public service employees to come to their works and some of them are going to work, but up to now not officially open the door of offices. So in these we don't see and we don't know when will be is that Taliban are allowing the women in which class they will be allowed to in public services. So all of people are waiting for the government to be established, and after that, all the people will know what is going in. Are Taliban changed in to work with the females or with the women or not? So,
Okay, so you
Abdullah
wait.
says in his recent press conference that all employees must return to their works and start their works as there was previously. I think you will said that in previous details that commercial TVs are the private TVs channels. They resume their music and their female anchors are as there was previously. So I think we don't see any change in new rules. Only the girls are wearing the Islamic hijab as Mrs. Raj said, and they are covered more than as there was previously in Republic government.
Okay, Dr. Awad, what Abdurazak is saying that right now Taliban is not touching upon the very sensitive issues. But we also hearing reports that women, who went to work, in fact, journalists also we heard that they've been asked to go home. So, there's a lot of contradiction on what they're saying, and the kind of reports that are coming in. What do you see happening in near future? आप क्या देख रहे हैं? क्या होगा अभी? ये sensitive issues को
ओ
touch किया जाएगा?
रिचा, ये बहुत बुरा हालत हो गया अफगानिस्तान के अंदर है। बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, मतलब ये आप समझ लो, ये पूरा डिस्ट्रक्शन हो गया अफगानिस्तान में जब तक तालिबान वो टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है। इट्स अ टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ द इंटरनेशनल जिहादिस्ट ग्रुप व्हिच दे हैव formed in the 80s and they continue to be there. So I think that what they are doing, their advisor is they're simply telling them to keep a low profile so they can they get the international recognition, which is their first objective, that they should be recognized by the international community. Then they can take and rule Afghanistan. What's happening now, we can see there are lots of threat to the journalists, to academicians, to officials, to officers, those who are opposed to the Taliban. And many of them have been, threatened by killing, or their family has been threatened, and they are targeting them. They are following them into their own houses, and they are telling them to leave their jobs. And many of the people are leaving their jobs. And I think I am here to thank the American administration for bringing all the terrorists, even from Guantanamo, and sending them into Afghanistan, where they have becoming the defense minister, the security advisor, the istikhbarat, the CIA, the intelligence agency, and Haqqani group, and in communication. So if that is what the United States wanted to see in Afghanistan, why all these terrorists have been sheltered and they've been in prison in Guantanamo and they have sent them back to Afghanistan? Why Haqqani group, which they consider it the most terrorist, the ferocious terrorist organization, giving them a platform in Doha and letting them sitting with the normal human being? That is the way they have to pay back the Afghani after 20 years of invading and occupying a country? That is a shameful on a superpower taking its own hand their world and considering these people, they are civilian, they are society, they deserve to live like any human being. They are American, are not better than the Afghani nor anybody else in this world. We must understand and address the issues clearly that the United States is the sole responsible for what's happening in Afghanistan. The Afghani people deserve a better life. The phenomena of Taliban is created by the American CIA, the ISI, the Saudi intelligence in the caves of Baluchistan or northern tribe in Pakistan, and they were siphoned into Afghanistan with many mercenaries. So these are external forces. They do not belong to Afghanistan society. Afghanistan is an Islamic country for 1,400 years. These are a phenomena of a terrorist organization and should be expelled and exterminated from this world, from the globe.
But that won't be easy now. In fact, it seems impossible, Dr. Awad. Till
No,
I don't know.
no,
International
nothing.
takes a call on that. Right.
They have to. They have to. You want to fight collective terrorism? Do you want to comprehensive fight against terrorism? You fight it together. Do not be selective and exceptional forces in that.
Okay. Now, let me include two Afghan students, Qurban Haidari and Hamid Rahman. Qurban is an Afghan student living in India, and Hamid is joining us from, I think, Kabul. Hamid? His network is very weak. Qurban, you are in Delhi, but your family is in Afghanistan, right? Your parents?
Yes. Yes.
What are the kind of news reports? I'm sure you must be very worried about their safety. What are you hearing from your family in Afghanistan? What's happening?
So actually, initially there is no network there. So it is very tough to communicate with my family. So the last time I was talking with my family was 2 days back. So they told me that the situation in Afghanistan is not good. So even we are not able to go for simple grocery shoppings or to purchase the initial necessary of our home. So the Taliban are roaming around with their motorcycles and their weapons and showing like having power, something like that. So the thing is that the people are scared. They cannot come out, especially women without the proper hijab, bukhra, or they cannot come out. They cannot go for education. School is closed. Everything is closed. So the economics is collapsed. Even in my family, everyone is not working. So it creates a huge problem. Even they are saying we are planning to flee from Afghanistan because we are not able to run the normal life. So this is not we are not deserving this.
So are there women in your family, Qurban, in Afghanistan who were working earlier? Have they been made to stay at home now?
Actually, in my family, no one is working in government. But my brother, two of my brother was working in National Army. One of them fled to the Austria, and one of them is martyred in 2015. This is the result of war. This is even I am the victim of the civil war. When we came back to the Iran, to the Afghanistan, because Hamid Karzai was there, so we thought that now there is a government. Let's go back to the country. So I was the victim. So I met an accident, bomb blast accident. So I lost my left hand. So the thing is that the life started a new chapter of life. So it was very complicated to come to the community, talk to the community. So for me, it is now I'm here and I have depression about my family, about my niece or my sisters, my mothers, or like me. I am concerned about all Afghan women, all Afghan
of course, we can understand that.
ladies. So this is the most concern that we are having, and now we are in India. We have problems because I'm terminal student of JNU. I completed my MCA, Master in Computer Application, in School of Computer and System Science, but I'm not able to go back to country because the
To your
situation
country, yeah, of course,
is not
but
normal.
probably
So
you stay here, you are safer. Yeah.
so even I ask them from high authority to give me from school. Even I applied 3-4 times. I applied without bona fide letter because I request a lot. 3-4 times they reject me. They told me that you are not anymore a student, so we cannot give you. So and from another side, I cannot go back to the country because of situation. Everyone is fleeing. No one wants to stay there and lost their life, so be under ruling of the Taliban, who is extremists. We don't support extremists. We are against the extremists. We are against the anti-Talibans. We cannot go there. So this is our huge problem, and I want from the government in India. I thank them from the what India did to the government of Afghanistan, especially 400 projects in different parts of Afghanistan, like including Salmo Dam, Parliament of Afghanistan, 200 schools, public schools and private schools that India did. I really appreciate from the government of India, but I want from this panel request them for all Afghan students who are terminal students, ask them to give visa, and we are under ICCR. So I am asking to support us by giving us stipend and also let us to go for further studies. For someone, I completed my PG, so I want to go for PhD. So if it be possible at the same time, because I cannot go back to my country.
You can't go back, but do you think it's safe to go back right now?
I can say it is very more than that movie, Hollywood movie. It's very scary. This is real battle. The Taliban are shooting inside the city. There is so many viral video that it's public. That
I would like to give a disclaimer here because we were talking about this earlier before the interview. मैं आप सब लोगों से भी कहना चाहती हूँ, viral videos, we're getting a lot of videos.
Yeah.
All might not be true. Pro-Taliban or anti-Taliban, all videos might not be true. A lot of videos about atrocities on women, violence on women, are old videos also. So, whenever you watch a video, first try and find out the facts about that video. I would only want to say that. Hamid has finally joined us, and because his network is bad, I think let me talk to him first. Hamid, can you hear me? I think Hamid's network is very, very bad. Yeah, can you hear me? Hamid, you're a young man. Last 20 years comparatively, women have been free, they've been moving around, they've been working. What does a young man like you think about the situation right now? Are you scared about what will happen to the future of the women in your country?
Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. In the past 20 years, before everybody know, especially Afghans, men, girls, women, everybody know that they were a little bit free and they had their own right. They were available to go university, school, everywhere, to be participate in the government. They were allowed to go anywhere and do anything by their wishes. Right now, the Taliban came here in the Kabul and they took the government. So the thought and the attention of the girls and women is much more than before, and they don't know what will happen in their future, and their future will be light or be dark. They really care and they really fear by passing each second. They are thinking much more about their future, especially my sister and also other girls which they speaks with me, and also my classmates. Everybody, they really don't know what will happen for their future, because in some provinces and the Taliban start and they set some regulation about girls, because
Yeah.
they will be not free like before, like past. They have to be in the same law and regulation which the Taliban want. The same things also when the Kabul girls, those girls and women which especially lives in Kabul, they made them upset, and some of them were really in different conditions. So everybody is thinking that what will be the future. Girls and women's especially request from the Taliban to let them go study, to let them to go school, work for the government,
Hmm.
and this is their wishes from Taliban and Emirat Islamic.
Okay. Dr. Awad and Shweta Bajaj, I would now like to bring you in as journalist, and then we would talk about the role of other countries with Anil ji. Do you think we can ever,
Do you hear me?
see a new Taliban as is being projected? Uh, Shweta, would you like to say that, speak first?
Yeah,
Because
Dr.
I know
Awad,
you've been
hello,
in
first
touch
of
with,
all.
I know you've been in touch with a lot of women in Afghanistan.
There is no new Taliban. There's a philosophy that Taliban is built on, and we also have to look at it very geopolitically.
श्वेता मैं आपसे
I do
रिक्वेस्ट
have
कर सकती
two
हूँ आप हिंदी
friends.
में बोले, थोड़ा सा हिंदी में भी बोलते रहिए
हाँ, मेरे
हमारे
दो दोस्त हैं जो अभी अफगानिस्तान में हैं और मैं उनसे टच में हूँ, स्पेशली इसलिए कि मैं जानना चाहती थी कि इवन जाने सिद्दीकी की जो मौत हुई थी वो कैसे थी वो, क्योंकि इतने सारे वर्जन्स आ रहे थे और वो हम लोगों का दोस्त था, हमारे साथ काम करता था, and everybody is very scared. What you're seeing on TV, we have to also question. Look at what's happening. We have a Deutsche Welle की एक जर्नलिस्ट के घर पे गया, उनके रिलेटिव को मार दिया गया. इतनी अच्छी डॉक्यूमेंट्री करी. I think everybody should watch this documentary called Land of Endless War. It's on YouTube. It's done by Deutsche Welle. और वो आपको दिखाएगा कि कैसे 60s के अंदर अफगानिस्तान में सब कुछ बिल्कुल ठीक था और 70s के बाद वहां पे क्या हुआ है. एंड वी हैव टू आल्सो लुक एट द जियोपॉलिटिकली. चाइना जो है, आपने तालिबान को लिटरली चाइना के हाथ में दे दिया. आपको पता था कि आपके लोग वहां पर फंसे हुए हैं और उन सब के लिए प्लेन्स मिल रहे और वो लोग वापस आ गए, लेकिन बाकी लोग वहां पे अटके हुए हैं. ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? इज दिस रियली अ सिविलाइज्ड वर्ल्ड? वी नीड टू क्वेश्चन इट. और अगर तालिबान के लिए इतने सारे वेपन्स छोड़ दिए गए हैं, एंड लाइक डॉक्टर अवाद वाज सेइंग, हकानी नेटवर्क जो है वो इतने सबसे बड़े टेरर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस में से है. बहुत कंफ्यूजन रहा है कि क्या हकानी नेटवर्क अलग है कि तालिबान अलग है. दोनों सेम है भी, ये भी बहुत ज्यादा कहा जाता है. नाउ हकानी नेटवर्क ने इतने सारे अटैक किए हैं, जो अपने इंडियन एम्बेसी काबुल में 2 बार अटैक हो चुके हैं, वो भी हकानी नेटवर्क के थे. वी हैव टू लुक एट दिस वेरी जियोपॉलिटिकली एंड वेरी केयरफुली, क्योंकि जो अफगानिस्तान में हुआ है वो यहाँ पर होने में भी टाइम नहीं लगेगा. बिकॉज इफ यू लुक एट व्हाट हैपेंड इन द लास्ट 4 decades, that country has lost everything, and everybody's sitting there, hoping for very normal things. These things should be normal, and everybody is watching it today. Thankfully,
One should be
आज
asking
हम
for
एक इंफॉर्मेशन एज में हैं, और आज के डेट में जो अफगानिस्तान में हो रहा है वो हमारे यहाँ भी हो सकता है और बहुत जल्द हो सकता है.
Oh my God, that's a very scary statement to make, Dr. Awad.
But ये सच है.
Add something to it. What she's saying? Can we really be hopeful about a new Taliban?
Absolutely not. I am not hopeful. Anybody who believes in this, he is a total naive. That this is the second phase of American invasion of Afghanistan have started. They have nurtured this Taliban. They took the Taliban out. They brought them back into power. They want to create a chaotic situation in South Asia. They are nurturing terrorist organization. If you look, Richa, at if you look at the whole terrorist organization in Syria and Lebanon, in Iraq, in Yemen, in the Taliban, in Libya, all of them are in jubilation. Why they are in jubilation? Of Taliban has come to power. So this, you must understand, this is already a covert operation. They have already been meeting and discussing what is the next step to be taken. So I don't think this abruptly, the American withdrawal from Afghanistan is seriously a failure of a superpower to defeat 90,000 Taliban. They are selling you billions of dollars of sophisticated weapon, telling you that you can check even somebody is playing with his hair. They could not see 85,000 terrorists in Afghanistan for the last 20 years. That is
20
a
years, yeah.
joke of the century. And I think that is where the American has to understand, and the world has to understand, they have been ditched by the American. And American are doing the dirty job in the South Asia.
Okay. So Anil ji, अब मैं यहाँ आपको लाना चाहूँगी, would want to bring you into the discussion. Dr. Awad is saying Afghanistan has been ditched by America. Now, if we focus on South Asia, what should be the role of the at least the South Asian जो पूरा community है, the neighboring countries, especially where you have been, क्या होना चाहिए? कितने सारे लोग हैं जो अफगानिस्तान छोड़कर भागना चाहते हैं, but क्या is that a solution?
देखिए, एक चीज जहां तक ये आप देख रही हैं जो एयरपोर्ट की खबरें हैं, तालिबान से डर और डेस्परेशन सबको है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। और मैं श्वेता जी से भी और डॉक्टर अबाद से पूरी तरह सहमत हूँ कि ये किया धरा अमेरिका का है। और ये सही बात है, मुझे कभी तक ये समझ में नहीं आया कि 70-80 हजार लोग, इवन इफ दे आर गुरिल्ला फाइटर्स, क्या आप उनको टेक आउट नहीं कर सकते? इसमें मैं कहता हूं कि अमेरिका की अमेरिकन देखिए, अमेरिकन ने कोई वार जीता नहीं आज तक कहीं पे भी। ये भी एक सच है। आप देख लें इसको, वियतनाम से लेकर के इराक से लेकर कहीं पे भी उन्होंने जरूर बॉम्ब कर सकते हैं वो हर जगह। मैं लीबिया में था, मैंने देखा क्या हुआ वहां पर पे। इराक में आप देखिए क्या कर दिया उन्होंने वहां पे। तो वो अमेरिकन या कोई भी बड़ी पावर, आप जाकर के बॉम्ब कर सकते हैं क्योंकि आपके पास फायर पावर है। और उसके चलते मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि जो इराक का इन्वेजन हुआ था सबसे पहले, तब से ये सारे टेररिस्ट ग्रुप्स स्टार्ट हुए हैं बहुत ज्यादा बड़ी संख्या में, राइट। और ये हर जगह बढ़ते चले गए। अगर आप देखेंगे तो इराक, अगर जैसे अभी डॉक्टर अवाद ने कहा कि उन्होंने चाइना के हाथ में दे दिया या किसी और कंट्री के हाथ में, तो आप ये देखिए कि इस वक्त एक चीज मैं कहना चाहता हूँ दूसरा, कि तालिबान का इस बार फर्क क्या है। तालिबान का फर्क ये है इस बार कि ना उनकी फिलॉसफी रिलीजियस चेंज हुई है, ना उनका बेसिक थिंकिंग और गोल एंड एंड्स चेंज हुए हैं। ऑलरेडी उन्होंने कल इस्लामिक एमिरेट अपनी घोषित कर दी, जिसका मतलब जो अगर वो पावर में है तो जो करंट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है उसकी कोई वैलिडिटी नहीं है। दूसरी चीज यह है कि जो अमेरिका ने जब उनके साथ दोहा एग्रीमेंट साइन किया और पिछले 3-4 साल से बातें कर रहे हैं, तो उनको उन्होंने लेजिटिमेसी दे दी, तो रिकॉग्निशन का कोई सवाल नहीं बनता है। अगर चीन जो है मुल्ला बरादर का बड़ा डेलीगेशन को बुला करके वहां पे उनके साथ में गपशप करता है और उनको एश्योर करता है कि हम यहाँ पर ये आपके यहाँ इन्वेस्टमेंट करेंगे, तो वो एक रिकॉग्निशन है। और जहां तक पाकिस्तान की बात है, वो सबको पता है कि पाकिस्तान ने उनको पाला पोसा है और इस हद तक पहुंचाया है और आज भी पहुंचा रहे हैं। और जिस तरह से मैं ये कहूँगा कि तालिबान ने इस बार ये मिलिट्री स्टडी की बात होगी कि कितनी तेजी के साथ में उन्होंने सारी वीकनेसेस को जो अमेरिका की थी या अफगान फोर्सेस की थी उनको एक्सप्लॉइट करते हुए एक बड़े शॉर्ट टर्म में उन्होंने पूरे अफगानिस्तान के ऊपर, मेजॉरिटी अफगानिस्तान के ऊपर कब्जा कर लिया है। तो ये एक बड़ी बात है। उसमें आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि कहाँ से उनको इतनी बढ़िया ट्रेनिंग मिल रही है और कहाँ से वो लोग ये सब कर पाए हैं। आप सोचें कि आपके पास एयर पावर इतनी जबरदस्त होने के बावजूद, आपके पास में इतने बड़े बड़े सैनिक होने के बाद पूरी हॉलीवुड मूवी बनती है अमेरिकन फोर्सेस के ऊपर, तो आप ये इस चीज को नहीं 20 साल में रोक पाए। उसका कारण मैं समझता हूँ ये है कि आप उनके साथ में कंसर्ट में थे, आप उनको एक फोर्स के रूप में पैदा कर रहे थे।
हाँ, बट अब फ्यूचर क्या होगा? अनिल जी, जैसे विवेक अवस्थी पूछ रहे हैं, who will accept Afghan people now? Who will be the savior? Who will save Afghan people if they want to free the
Afghan people? देखिए, जैसा मैं कहूँगा, बाइडेन ने बाकी तो जो कुछ कहा, लेकिन एक बात बड़ी सही कही है। बाइडेन ने ये कहा कि अफगान पीपल शुड प्रोटेक्ट देमसेल्व्स। दे हैव टू राइज, दे हैव टू थिंक। अब देखिए, कहाँ 70,000 लोग और कहाँ आप 4 करोड़ की जनता की बात कर रहे हैं। तो अगर आपको ये चीज, अगर लोगों को अगर नहीं पसंद है ये बात, अगर वो उसके खिलाफ है पूरी तरह से, तो क्यों नहीं उठ सकते हैं? इसमें क्या है? अफगान तो हमेशा से फाइटर रहे हैं, तो इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है अगर लोग हैं। दूसरी चीज मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि इस वक्त तालिबान की सपोर्ट जो है इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी में बहुत ज्यादा है, जियोपॉलिटिक्स की, चाहे वो रशिया हो, चाहे वो ईरान हो, चाहे वो चाइना हो, चाहे वो पाकिस्तान हो, या चाहे उनके सेंट्रल एशियन स्टेट्स, और सऊदी अरेबिया भी एक तरह से उनको पूरी तरह दोबारा सपोर्ट करा। पहले यूएई ऑल्सो उनको सपोर्ट करता था, हालांकि अब अशरफ गनी को उन्होंने रख लिया क्योंकि कतार मेन प्लेयर है वहां पर। तो इस वक्त तालिबान ने, मैंने लिखा भी है इसके बारे में, कि तालिबान की जीत ये नहीं है कि उन्होंने अमेरिका को हरा दिया। उनकी जीत क्या है कि इस वक्त
Internationally,
इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी में बड़े लोग सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं उनको.
Okay, then let me bring Mahbouba ji here. Mahbouba ji, are the Afghan nationals now, are they worried about the fact what Anil ji is saying, that, you know, Taliban's victory has been to get the international support also from so many big countries? Specifically, I would also want to ask you, because you would have seen the past rule of Taliban and then these 20 years and then what's happening now. How worried are you about the women of Afghanistan now?
Are you asking me that question?
Yes, Mahbouba ji.
Is that question coming?
Yeah,
that question coming to me?
Yes.
Well, you see, the women of Afghanistan are extremely worried. But then the women of Afghanistan are like the people of Afghanistan. We are no longer stupid. We know exactly what kind of a game the world played with us. We know.
Okay.
We know where they put us. We know how they did it. We know why they did it. We know all of that. So we have been played so badly by the world. We really have been. And,
by world, you mean America?
Yeah, by the world, by the international community, by the United States, by Europe, by everybody, by our neighbors, for God's sakes. Every single one of them. What they did to us, what they did to Afghanistan, I want to tell you one thing. It's going to take them years, all of them, to answer it. I can tell you that. Because if the world thinks, as Mr. Wahad said, that none of this, whatever is happening to Afghanistan today, is not going to affect the world, then they're wrong. They're very wrong. They are so wrong, they are deadly wrong. I want to tell you. It's been a huge mistake, ma'am. The way the whole thing was handled. What do you think? We don't know why our soldiers fell like that in 48 hours? 4 provinces of Afghanistan are taken? Why? What was this game? We're going to find out with all the details what happened here. But something terrible happened here. It really did. And that terrible thing that happened in Afghanistan is going to happen everywhere. Because there are some powers in this world that they are playing with humanity. And this is the game that they are playing. So that's exactly what's happening. Afghanistan is really in a bad place. Really. But so is the world. Congratulations to everybody. So is the world. Look, just look at the whole situation. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening to us. We're walking on the streets of Kabul. What do we see? Not one face, not one person that you can tell that, okay, this person knows what he's doing, or actually belongs to something, or actually can help me with something. Banks are closed. Schools are not working right now. Offices are closed. Economy is absolutely collapsed. There is no money. There is nothing. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Afghanistan, even right now, has gone backwards about 50 years.
True.
Continuing this situation is going to keep on going backwards. Another 50, 100, 150, 200. And then the few buildings and the few things that we do have, infrastructure that we have in this country, that's going to disappear also. Because what do you think? They're going to need it? Why? Why will they need it? Why will they need it? They've never seen anything like that. They've never lived with it. They never used it. Now they're going to do it? We are in a very bad place. We really are. But this is my country. This is my Afghanistan. And I want to stand by it. I want to work for it till the second I die. And I want the whole world to know that. The whole world.
I salute your sentiments, ma'am. This is
Yeah,
really brave.
yeah, and we all are going to fight it with you, you know.
Yeah, we stand by you.
This is a reality, ma'am, I'm telling. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you for spreading this. This is a reality. This is nothing that I'm becoming sentimental. No.
No, of course not, ma'am. And as a woman in any part of the world, I felt very sad today when I read a report that, you know, young girls in Afghanistan are burning their degrees so that Taliban doesn't discover how educated they are.
Can you imagine this kind of fear? Can you just imagine? And you know, each one of those girls, what they went through to get those degrees, what kind of a life they went through. how hard they work, what their parents did for them. They are not rich people. The rich people of Afghanistan are gone already. They're gone. After ruling this country, they're gone. So whoever you see right now is either a crazy woman like me who loves Afghanistan so much that she cannot do anything about it, and then the rest of it are all of the people, the ordinary human beings of this country, men and women, young people, a lot of hope, a lot of beautiful wishes for this country, all of that. So this is what you see. Everybody else, with their corruption, with the way these governments were run, with what they did, they ruined it for us. Ruined it. Now they're all gone. Their money is outside, everything, and they're very fine with their families. And to tell you the honest truth, I don't even give a damn about them. They can stay there forever. But my country, Afghanistan of mine, is ruined. Is ruined. And I don't have a lot of energy to rebuild it. I really don't. But I'm going to stand by it. I'm going to stand by it. I'm going to stand right here. Right here. And I'm going to tell the world, watch the Taliban step by step. Step by step. Now that we are where we are, watch it. Please watch it. Be the watch people. Watch it every month, every 2 months, every 3, 4, 5, 6, up to a year. See what they're going to do. Are they going to hold on to their words? They're going to be really becoming a part of this society. They really will, or not. If they don't, then stop giving them the money. Stop
giving them the support that they are getting.
Stop giving them the support. Stop giving them the recognition. Stop giving them everything. Just stop it. Because
I want to ask you something. As Anil said, the Afghan citizens, nationals will have to fight for their freedom or their, whatever rights they have. Do you think the young girls in Afghanistan right now, will they be able to stand up against whatever, laws are brought into?
You know how long we've been fighting in this country? This is the 50th year. You know, sir. All of you gentlemen know. Yeah. For 50 years we've been fighting. How long are we going to fight? We can't fight anymore. We don't want to fight. We don't want to fight. My generations are gone. The young people are gone. Everything is dead. Do I want to fight? Why should I fight anymore? Why do they put us? You know exactly what the gentleman said, what Mr. Awad said. Mr. Awad, you said the absolute beautiful words. You realized what the world did to Afghanistan. You told us. You told the world the truth. This is another game that the world is playing with us. Look at what they did to Syria, for God's sakes. Was that supposed to be done to Syria? Would anybody do something like that to a beautiful country like Syria? Why? 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 I've been asking this question from the day it happened. I've been asking it because I have a grandmother that's from Syria. You know? And I'm not only that, but I'm a woman of the world. You know, that's a part of the world that is like that, and it's breaking my heart. And there's nothing I can do. Nothing. I couldn't.
Yes, that is breaking our heart too, especially being women. I think anywhere in the world, we stand in solidarity and support for Afghan women.
Please stand in solidarity with all of us.
But this pressure has to be. This pressure needs to be put. Yes, and this pressure needs to be put constantly. And each one of us, Dr. Awad is there. Yes. We have to question, why is this happening? Why are certain amount of journalists allowed to report? Why are certain not allowed to report? What is going on? Why are there photo opportunities? They are making us see something fake, and we have to question this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Don't stand by. Don't let them do that to you anymore. Really.
Abdurazat, is this the common sentiment of Afghan people, that they've been cheated by the world, the international community? People are angry, they're out on the streets, or they're very scared?
I think the people are scared of their futures because the future, up to now, we live in uncertain conditions about the next government, about the civil war in Afghanistan, that are previously the war leaders they will accept this government or they will be resist against this government, and what will be the situation or the condition of the people living in cities. So all of the people are now in uncertain condition. They don't know what will be done to their future. So I think we don't lose our hope, and we will be hopeful for the future, because we must, all of us, we must resist for our rights.
But
And I
Abdurazak,
think
within the country, who will fight for women's rights? The women are supposed to fight for themselves. The media, will you fight? You know, will your organization fight for the rights of women rights, their education of children? What is going to happen?
I
Who
think
will fight for them?
everyone must stop to stand to the to resist and work for defend their rights, because if we don't stand for our rights, who will be stand for us? Who will stand for us? Who will defend us? No one. I think, as Mrs. Mahbouba Seraj said, that all the world left us, and they left an uncertain condition. So if we don't stand for our rights, and anyone don't, the next government that is coming in Afghanistan, they don't give our rights. So it's our duty to stand, because the world, I think, don't care about as other than they did in past.
Okay, Anil ji and Dr. Awad, I want to bring you here. Mahbouba ji said a very good thing, and ये बात हो भी रही है कि right now Taliban might want to project a different image, by doing a press conference, by saying that we'll give all freedom to women, but she's saying watch step by step, watch every day, watch every month. This is so scary, and I just saw a comment that India's neighbors are all favoring Taliban. What should be our role right now? The way she's saying, obviously this is a common sentiment of every Afghan, that international community has let them down. What should be the role of neighboring countries right now? Anil ji?
देखिए, सबसे पहले तो मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि महबूबा जी ने बिल्कुल सही बात कही, और ये एक उनका जो दर्द है वो दिखता है। यस, लेकिन मेरा जो मतलब, ये फाइट का मतलब ये नहीं था कि आप गन्स लेकर के खड़े हो जाएं, क्योंकि आज के ज़माने में अगर तालिबान से आप लड़ नहीं पाएंगे गन्स के लिए, तो इसलिए सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि लोग अगर आपस में सब खड़े हों, इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी पूरा प्रेशर डाले कंटिन्यूअसली, तो शायद थोड़ा सा चांस है कि तालिबान जो बोल रहा है उसको कर पाए। दो चीज़ें तो जरूर हैं इसमें, जो शरिया का इंटरप्रिटेशन रहेगा उनका वो डिफरेंट रहेगा। हो सकता है कि काबुल में आपको ना पता लगे, लेकिन दूसरे काउंट्स में उसका काफ़ी बड़ा लोगों के पास इस्तेमाल हो सकता है, कि खबर बाहर से तो आ ही नहीं रही है, थोड़ी बहुत काबुल से मिलती है जो लोगों का पता लग रहा है, तो वहाँ पे वो अभी थोड़ा बिहेव कर रहे हैं, तो जो खबरें आ रही है उसके हिसाब से। लेकिन देखिए, मेरा कहना ये है कि ये इतना जियोपॉलिटिकल गेम है, जो डॉक्टर आबाद ने भी उसके बारे में रेफर किया है, और सबने यही बात कही है कि जो अफगानिस्तान है सेंट्रली इतना स्ट्रेटेजिकली लोकेटेड है कि उसकी वजह से वहाँ पर जो उसके सारे भी, जो चाहे वो चाइना हो, चाहे वो रशिया हो, चाहे वो पाकिस्तान हो, चाहे वो ईरान हो, उन सबका एक अपना गेम प्लान है सब। लेकिन अभी अनफॉर्चुनेटली क्या हुआ है कि अमेरिका के जाने के बाद वो इतना वॉइड और वैक्यूम वहाँ पर आ गया है अचानक, और अमेरिका जानबूझ के निकला है, इसमें ये नहीं है कि वो वहाँ पे परमानेंटली रहने आए थे, बस का नहीं है साहब झेल पाना इसको आगे। तो उन्होंने अब ये कर दिया कि जैसे इराक के वॉर के बाद में ईरान के प्लेटर पे इराक दे दिया, उसी तरह आज अफगानिस्तान जो है वेरी लाइकली चीन के कब्जे में आ जाए, या किसी तरह उनके जो तालिबान उनके साथ दोस्ती कर रहे हैं तो वो कर सकें। सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि अब देखिए, आपने यूनाइटेड नेशन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल का स्टेटमेंट भी देखा है, सब लोग यही कह रहे हैं कि वुमेन के राइट्स को प्रोटेक्ट करो, सब लोग कह रहे हैं, लेकिन करने के लिए एक प्लान होना है, और वो एक्शन प्लान क्या होगा कि आपको किस स्टेज पे अगर तालिबान वायलेट करता है, जैसा कि महबूबा जी ने कहा कि आपको वॉच करना पड़ेगा, और मैं भी ये कहता हूँ कि सम वेट एंड वॉच की बात हो रही है, आपको उनको देखना पड़ेगा कि कल परसों 24 घंटे इस तरह से वो आगे बढ़ते हैं, आगे कर पाते हैं। दूसरी चीज, उनको अभी उन्होंने गवर्न नहीं किया। देखिए, ऑक्यूपाई करना एक बात है, कंट्री को गवर्न करना नहीं किया, और अब ये जो इन्होंने अब तो चाहिए सारे लोग काम करने के लिए, क्योंकि वो लोग कोई ट्रेन तो है नहीं, वो तो फाइटर्स हैं, तो वो तो या तो उनके पास मीडिया से भी लोग हैं जो वो फाइटर्स हैं। अब उनको चाहिए जो लोग गवर्न करेंगे कंट्री को, क्योंकि 30 साल में लोगों की इच्छाएं, आकांक्षाएं, उनकी एस्पिरेशन बहुत बढ़ गई हैं। अब लोग तो भाग नहीं सकते अफगानिस्तान छोड़ के, 99% लोग तो वहीं रहेंगे ना, तो इसलिए दूसरे देशों को, अब देखिए मैं कहता हूं कि जैसे अगर ह्यूमैनिटेरियन असिस्टेंस की जरूरत पड़ती है तो देखिए लोगों को सफर नहीं करने देना चाहिए। अब सब बहुत से लोग कह रहे हैं कि अमेरिका ने वो 9.5 बिलियन डॉलर रोक दिया है। क्यों रोक दिया? IMF ने रोक दिया है। उन्होंने इसलिए रोक दिया कि वो तालिबान के हाथ में पैसा ना जाए। लेकिन आप ये भूल रहे हैं कि तालिबान ने सबसे पहले सारी चेक पोस्ट, कस्टम्स चेक पोस्ट के ऊपर, ताकि रेवेन्यू उनका स्ट्रीम कंटिन्यू रहे, उसके चलते उन्होंने किया है। तो इस बार उनका बड़ा स्ट्रेटेजी जो है, चाहे वो मीडिया स्ट्रेटेजी हो, कम्युनिकेशन स्ट्रेटेजी हो, या टू कनेक्ट विद द पीपल, वो भी एक स्ट्रेटेजी। हाँ, कल वो उन्होंने बोला है जैसे सबको कि भाई इंडिया को कह रहे हैं कि आप अपने 400 प्रोजेक्ट हैं, आप आइए और पूरा करिए, हमने आपको जाने के लिए नहीं कहा। तो इस तरह की बातें हैं। उसके बाद सडनली एक आपने देखा होगा एक न्यूज ट्वीट आया कि भाई इंडियन कॉन्सुलेट्स में जाकर के तालिबान के लोगों ने सारे कागज चुरा लिए, वो तो लोकल स्टाफ ने फिर उसको काउंटर किया। तो हम लोगों को ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि कहाँ तक, क्योंकि जब तक वो आज उनको तालिबान की लीडरशिप को एटलीस्ट पता है। मैं तालिबान पे विश्वास क्यों नहीं करता? क्योंकि तो उनकी हिस्ट्री वैसी है। दूसरी चीज ये कि जो तालिबान की लीडरशिप चाहती है, और तालिबान को मोनोलिथ नहीं है, 8-10 ग्रुप हैं। आपने हक्कानी ग्रुप का नाम लिया, सबसे बड़ा टेररिस्ट ग्रुप है, इसको पाकिस्तान पालता है। तहरीक तालिबान पाकिस्तान का नाम लिया आपने, और भी बतेरे सारे ग्रुप हैं उसमें। ये सारे
टाइम की कमी हो रही है मेरे पास, मुझे शो खत्म करना है जी। मैं डॉक्टर वाइल अवाद से पूछना चाहूंगी, देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ कंसर्न अमंगस्ट इंडियंस दैट यू नो how much is it a cause of worry for all of us, for India and Indians? What do you see happening in near future? Should we be worried?
Look, I think you should, because India was the only country who has contributed $3 billion for the infrastructure, for the welfare of the Afghani people. And trust me, the Afghani people understand Indian sentiment so strong. I was in 2000 in Khushabauddin North Alliance area, where the Banshir was there, the Ahmad Shah Masood was killed. And I was saved by my Indian friend, because I was detained for 3 days because of the Ahmad Shah Masood was killed, and I was an Arab. But the Indian cameraman, he helped me out because of the sentiment toward the Indian. So the Afghani never forget good Indian contribution to their society, to their lifestyle. I have seen the Afghani people having so much of love for India. So India can continue its diplomatic offensive against the Taliban, against the terrorist organization, and address the issues from the regional interest. Because here you need a collective stand. Country like Russia, country like Iran, country like these countries which can be of an Indian interest, of your own national interest, should be taken in consideration. And you should learn a lesson from the American dishing its own allies, not even took in confidence, neither the Taliban, the government of Afghanistan, nor anybody else when they were talking to the Taliban in Doha. So let's remember that any foreign intervention in any country will not help, and only you will scratch your own skin. You cannot bring a wolf to your backyard and tell him to guard your own interest.
Okay, so there's lots still I think remaining to talk about. Lekin we have our time limits, but before I end, every week I give every guest to say their closing statement, give their closing statement, whatever they want to say. So we'll start from Anil ji, but just requesting to keep all of you to keep it short, because we're running out of time. Your closing statement.
I think that the international community, whatever is left of it, must stand up and must watch, and Taliban must be warned in that sense that they have to come to whatever they are saying, they need to follow that. Secondly, I would like to tell our student friends who are here that definitely, the government of India must extend their visas and allow them to continue to study here.
Okay.
And I'll be happy to convey that.
Oh, thank you, sir. Dr. Awad?
The future of Afghanistan lies in Panjshir Valley. If Panjshir Valley lies there, you support Panjshir Valley and forget what's happening in Kabul.
Shweta?
India should watch Afghanistan and stand with Afghanistan, and also relook at its own relationship with the United States. Don't forget, it could happen to India, Afghanistan. What happened to it in 40 years, we could be there in 40 years. Watch US and China relationship. Look at what's happening on that front with Taliban. It's a precarious moment for this region, and we all need to stand together. This Afghanistan, India, South Asia needs to take care of itself from now on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Qurban, your closing statement? Qurban, you're on mute.
At this time, the entire world must not leave us alone. And the only way that we can come out from this situation to do education. I'm recommending from everyone to follow that.
Okay. Abdurazat, any closing statement from you?
Thank you. I think the world must not forget Afghanistan, because the Taliban are not more than, I think they are about 100,000, and the people of Afghanistan are more than 38 million. So they must not forget 38 million for hundreds of thousands. So I think the Afghanistan and Afghan people need their help, their donations. So they must not forget Afghans and the people and the nation for Taliban.
Ji, Mahbouba ji, I would want to give you the last word, your closing statement.
Thank you. You know what I want? My last word is, I would like to have my flag back. I want to get the three-color flag of Afghanistan flying back. That is my identity. That's the identity of Afghanistan. It's not for any disrespect for the flag that is written La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. That's perfectly fine. But that's the flag of a group. That's the flag of a political party. I want the flag of the identity of Afghanistan. That's what I want. And I want, as the people of Afghanistan, to start from there. And I really will. I want to have my flag back so bad. So bad.
Thank you so much, Mahbouba ji. You've actually made all of us very emotional today. You've touched our hearts. And as we said, we all are supporting you. We are praying for every Afghan national, that you all stay safe. But एक बात आज निकल कर आई है सारे मेहमानों से हमारे बात करके कि इस समय इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी, दुनिया चुप बैठकर अफगानिस्तान में जो हो रहा है वो तमाशा नहीं देख सकती। कहते हैं ना कि अगर आपके पड़ोसी के यहाँ कुछ हो रहा है और आप आज चुप हैं तो अगला नंबर आपका है। क्या करना होगा? अलग अलग देशों को अपनी क्या स्ट्रैटेजी बनानी होगी या एक कलेक्टिव स्ट्रैटेजी की जरूरत है, ये मुझे लगता है एक बहुत हायर लेवल के डिसीजंस हैं। बट as humans, we need to stand by the nationals, the citizens of Afghanistan, and extend whatever support we can. This is what they need right now, our support, solidarity. And yes, but in the end, it's their fight. They have to fight. The women's rights is a big question right now under the Taliban rule. We can just wait and watch. As Mahbouba ji said, we need to watch every step what Taliban does. और आज जो तालिबान कह रहा है कि ये न्यू तालिबान है, बदला है, हमारे सारे एक्सपर्ट्स का कहना है कुछ बदला नहीं है, हो सकता है ज़्यादा पीछे ही चला गया हो और अफगानिस्तान की हालत दिन ब दिन और बदतर हो सकती है। चिंता का विषय है, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि अभी हम लोग सब पता नहीं क्या कर सकते हैं, सिर्फ दुआ कर सकते हैं कि ये लोग सुरक्षित रहें और पता नहीं जिस हालात में I don't have words to say what we can do for them, but probably yes, the countries, the world needs to get together and fight this kind of terrorism. Thank you all, my guests, for joining us in this conversation and conveying your message to our viewers, and thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just pray for Afghanistan.